Thank you, Lokendra ji. Thank you all, Dr. Atul. Thanks to all for giving me opportunity to present my little work. In spite of having a very small unit, all rest of you have a big super specialty unit. I am having a very small unit of only 10 beds, working only 5 beds since 1993, and I went into this endoscopic thing since 2002. I'll just share my screen. Yeah. Uh, so this is about 2002 to 2020. Disc, a lumbar disc to a space occupying lesion in lumbar spine, cervical spine, single chip to 3D endoscope. And this is how to create a brand. I'm not going to teach any technique. This is for the young surgeons, neurosurgeons who want to use a technique to create a brand. Because there are so many neurosurgeons nowadays at district place also. So it will help you in go out of this cutthroat practice. This is what I started, 2000 spine conference in Mumbai at Lilavati. First time in India, the endoscopic spine surgery was shown. It was the Distendu technique, but the operating surgeon was John Chu. This is John Chu's technique, but he used the Distendu technique. And before the live surgery, there was very much enthusiasm about the endoscopic spine surgery. Everyone was interested in having look at the instruments and wanted to learn that. But unfortunately, John Chu used the Distendu technique and had 3 cases operated. All the 3 cases had CSF leak. And the wrong message was there, and so everybody was disheartened. In 2002, in between this 2000 and 2002, I learned about these things, and I went to Bordeaux. At the same time, I went to Mainz, and I learned neuroendoscopy and spine endoscopy. This is Dr. Parnesgi, this is Dr. Distendu. This was the neuroendoscopy training at Mainz. And when I met Dr. Distendu in 2002, he explained me this slide. You have to choose what the others have not worked on it. You have to focus on it, do it persistently, and you have to have your self-audit. And at this same time, he explained me, for a neurosurgeon in future, a lumbar spine surgery, a simple disc surgery, will be helpful to get a bread and butter rather than a glioma surgery with a grade 4 glioma or something like that. Because your disc patient, when he's in pain, when you make him pain-free, he is your business card for the patient's lifetime. Not like a glioma patient where you have done a very good skillful surgery, but he has his problems in future. Since 2002 to 2020, I started with lumbar discectomy in 2002, single chip camera with a halogen light and a Sony TV of 14 inches at that time. Till 2020, I have done something around 1800 cases in the lumbar spine and started using drill in 2006. In 2005, posterior cervical discectomy with the same system, 42 cases. In 2005, I tried PECD with neuroendoscope, which I had. I did 12 cases, but I stopped doing that because of the level of extreme radiation. 2006, I started anterior cervical technique with Joe's technique for preserving the disc. I did 77 cases till now. 2007, I started using HD camera by Storz, and that changed the thing. 2008, I thought of using a instrument like ultrasonic bone dissector. I worked with a company called Zuring in Germany to develop that handpiece. 2016, I first used 3D endoscope by Vision Sense. 2017, 3D video converter. And since October 2017, I'm using TipCam 3D. I have used this technique for intradural SOLs also. I have done around 29 cases. So this application of keyhole surgery or MISS, it does require the latest technology, but it also requires willingness to understand the concept. Keyhole or MISS refers to a concept, not to the size of the incision. We always try to compare the size of the incision. And if patient also understands the concepts, then it's a brand. This is what I started in 2002, third ventriculostomy. Basilar tip. You are in heaven when you are looking at the basilar tip. Your endoscope is through the third ventriculostomy, but this doesn't give you money. Then I shifted my love to the stand use technique. This is the basics: outer tube, inner tube, channels. This is the angle in between the two instruments, endoscope and the instrument, and the suction. These are the very few instruments, 2 Kerrison punches, routine instruments. And same system can be used because of this angle, which remains same at all the time. You can use it for a thin patient and obese patient, and you can move in all directions. So it is maximally invasive at the site of the pathology. So it is an endoscopic spine surgery. It is not minimally invasive spine surgery. So this is stand use technique since 2002. It's an air-based endoscopy and mobile one. It's the only system which can be used for all pathologies: lumbar discectomy, canal stenosis, cervical anterior, posterior, thoracic, intradural tumors. Only system can be used with a 3D endoscope. This is what I started in 2002. Single chip camera, halogen light. We have to understand where is the lamina. So this is left, this is the cranial, caudal, medial and lateral, and this is the base of the spinous process. Everybody was skeptical at that time, and there was a feeling that this is not going to work. Then we did our first workshop in 2006 with a single chip camera, and this is the Sony TV of 14,000 rupees, and we had this hands-on plastic model. This was the second workshop. We used the 3-chip camera. Third workshop in 2009, where we used the HD camera with the ultrasonic bone dissector. And 2011, that was the fourth workshop. This is Dr. Distandu, who taught me the basics things. This is the HD camera in 2007 by Storz, and things started changing. You can see this is the midline here. This is the lamina here. Now this is a right-sided approach. This is cranial, caudal, medial and lateral. And you try to understand and you try to appreciate depth by converting this 2D into 3D in your mind with the help of the instruments and the good HD picture. This is the same patient. The endoscope can be put inside the disc space to see inside the disc space. This is the traversing route, and you can go inside. And this I use to teach patients relative that, look, this is the amount of the disc we have removed. This is the remaining part of the disc which is intact. Patient has to use it for the rest of his life. Same thing, I used it for the canal decompression. You can angulate and go on the opposite side, undercut the opposite lamina, opposite, everything is intact. And this is the ultrasonic bone cutter by Zuring to undercut the lamina on the opposite side and the facet. This is for the safety and to reduce the stress of the surgeon. This is for the multiple level. Sometimes I have to do the horizontal incisions, like they are using it in UB technique. So multiple level, 4 levels, disc at L3-4 and stenosis at all the levels. This is I operated last year in February, and these are the incisions. And this is the patient. He is a farmer, he works in farm. Good flexibility. These are about the results only of 1,275 patients, 96% excellent results. And these are my complications. Recurrence in 25 cases. Conversion to open of the initial stages and everything. This is the extreme. This is the intradural tumor. It's a neurofibroma. I'm using the endoscopic bipolar. This is through the endoscope. Endoscope working channel. And I'm using these anasto clips, which are 2 mm titanium clips to close the dural incision. These are used in cardiothoracic surgery to close the arterial walls. I did my first tumor in 2005 with the single chip. At that time, I used pediatric needle holder to close the dura with the Vicryl. But with these anasto clips, it is very fast. Watertight secured closure. This is meningioma at D9-10 level. It was anteriorly placed. I just pulled it out laterally, and this is the tumor CUSA I'm using to aspirate the tumor. "29 cases, excellent result in 28, better result in 1. It was a meningioma with spasticity. 20 neurofibromas, 8 meningiomas, and 1 hematoma. There was no CSF leak. This is the PECD which I started in 2005 with the neuroendoscope. This was a contraindication at that time in 2005 because it's a cord edema, severe myelopathy. This is the incision just like a band-aid. And this is the post-op. This is the amount of the disc I have removed. But because of the radiation hazard, I stopped doing this. In 2006, I started using this technique for anterior cervical for a disc preserving surgery. Now this is a C45 on the right side. We go medial to the vertebral artery through the uncovertable joint, directly diagonally up to the root and cord. It's a Joe's approach with the distant use technique. This is how we go medial to the vertebral artery. This was the first case in 2006. You can see the uncovertable joint, and this was the disc. I'm lucky that when I started anything new, I got very good result in first case. So it was a good encouragement for me. Vertebral artery is here. And this is the exposure. This is the dural tube, nerve root completely free, and this is the vertebral artery. And this is the patient after 4 hours. A disc preserving surgery, no collar, no drain. This is one more case. It's a myelopathy. She had presented with right-sided hemiparesis, young C3-4 huge disc with cord compression. And this is after 24 hours. No collar, no drain. All these patients are mobilized after 2 to 4 hours. Mostly we don't catheterize them, no drain. This is the incision. And we discharge them after 24 hours. Total number of cases 77. These are the levels. And I had excellent result in 75, poor in 2 with cases of a long segment myelopathy, where I was heroic. I have to convert it into open. 1 dural puncture. When I started using this anterior cervical technique with a single chip camera with a drill, it was a very stressful small window. So I thought of an instrument which will remove the bone. I talked with these Zurich people, discussed about the endospine, and these were the initial prototypes. And this was the ultrasonic bone dissector, which was launched in market in 2010 by Zurich, a German company. This is in the posterior cervical now. I'm approaching over the top. This is the cord. I'm undercutting the opposite lamina, and you can appreciate this is the bone dust. I have used in posterior cervical for the hemilaminectomy, preserving the opposite side, undercutting and going on the opposite side and undercutting the lamina and the facet to widen the canal. These are the levels, 42 cases. Excellent result in 35, fair in 2, good in 5. And this is a cervical intradural tumor. This was a neurofibroma at C5 on the, and this is 4 hours after the surgery. This is the book which I published about all these things in 2006 at Bhubaneswar conference. But still there was skepticism. There is no depth appreciation. Every conference there was a skepticism that with endoscope there is no depth appreciation. And then I thought of using this 3D technique which was available in the market at that time. I first used Vision Sense, then Machida, and then STARS. This is the Vision Sense. It's an insect eye technology. Multiple pictures are converted into 2 videos. And this is the 2D photographs of a 3D. This is the nerve root, ligamentum flammum, decompressed canal on both the sides, and this is the intradural tumor. I first used 3D in this intradural tumor so that I can appreciate what is the depth appreciation with the 3D endoscope. The first case was the intradural tumor. This is ipsilateral root, contralateral root in canal decompression. And now this is a 2D video of a 3D. When I started using this 3D, I have to change the orientation of the endoscope so as to suit for the distant use technique. This is the Machida 3D converter. It converts a 2D into 3D. And then you have a 3-dimensional depth appreciation. From October 2017, as this endoscope was available, I started using this TIPCAM 3D. This is the TIPCAM 3D. It's a very light endoscope. Till now, I have used it for around 332 cases. Lumbar 296, cervical, anterior cervical 15, posterior cervical 10, intradural SOL 9, and thoracic 2. I had 3 complications, 3 dural punctures in lumbar region. There was no need to close them. I have used this 3D technology to change my workshop module. Now I am doing this workshop with the 3D endoscope, and this is the first day where people go into the cadaver, only 8 delegates, fresh frozen cadavers, and they use 3D endoscope on the cadaver also. Second day, they all come into the theater and they have a look at the 3D picture during the surgery. This is like an intra-OT training, and these are the patients who are operated. The delegates interact with the patient. Third day, they again go into the cadaver lab, new cadavers, and now they have to try the system of their own with the 2D. This is the 3D lumbar surgery demo at Nagpur. So I have used this to create a brand. Now this 3D intraoperative explanation of the pathology to the patient relative is very good. Next day I show the patient the 3D video and explain them what exactly they have, how much disc which we have preserved, what is mean by a compressed nerve root. Now, when I have created this, now at this stage, I avoid the cases where there I am not going to get any results, like a bladder bowel involvement and the myelopathy, because they will not be able to accept the results. So, if I want to use this technique as my business card, then I have to very aggressive in the technique, but I have to be more selective with the results. The high-end instruments with the minimal working cost at the hospital setup. I have everything at the high end. This reminds me Atul's meeting in KEM. When I joined KEM, he took me to the OT and told me that, look, this OT is your temple. And I agreed that, and I have invested in my temple like anything. So I use an ideal case. I don't use any government scheme or something like that. This is for the youngsters. If the patient is happy, that patient is a business card for his whole life. Even if the patient doesn't have money, I'll operate free. But a compromise case where the cord is damaged, I'm not going to get results, I have to leave that case. Otherwise, this is going to defame my technique. I have my own unit whose working cost is very minimal. That's why I can refuse a case where I'm not going to get a result. Otherwise, you need cases to get a break even to maintain the high cost of a big setup. This reminds me of Dr. Distandu. He told me how to use this technique to create a brand value. Thank you. I have streamed my lecture on Facebook. I was not able to stream it on live, this thing. And I use these technologies. In 2010, 9 and 10, I used technology of video conferencing. When I started working with the Zurich people, no one has come to my place. But I used to show them surgery during my surgery on the laptop. The technician used to see the surgery. We used to interact, and they used to send me the new handpiece. So we have to use the technology to create our brand also. Thank you again. I just show you 1 minute. I'm just stop sharing this thing. 1 minute. Stop. Now this is the patient which I operated yesterday night. He's ready to discharge. Young, 21 years. All the patients are discharged next day. Hi, bolo yaar. Hi. Otherwise, they are not going to pay you. Base.
sit by the katta, go to the department of general surgery, see my old friends, and go to the department of neurosurgery and see probably the senior most guys, and they are he's the only friend left now there, because I some of these guys I don't even recognize. Like Sukhdeep, I've probably been meeting him for the first time, though it's over a Zoom meeting. But a lot of these guys like Suhas spent some time at Hinduja, and that's how I came to know Suhas. Otherwise, I would have never known Suhas. So thank you for having me on this meeting, and thank you for allowing me to share my work. But it's been a really wonderful experience being at KEM, and I would still love to help and whatever share whatever experiences I can. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Milind. So nice of you. And keep up the good work. We want to see more from you. Okay? Milind Devgaonkar?
I think KEM shaped us, all of us, in different ways, in different parts. I mean, everyone had a different role to play. And Dr. Pandya was like, he's the most honest, and he's just one of the best role models I ever got. He used to close the lights in the hallway, and then he used to clean those bed sheets with marks on it, and he used to go to the restrooms to look at it. And we used to get this bottle of ether before his round and clean off all the dressing marks on the hand, because he used to be upset about it. And it's so amazing to see a person like that. And I think we learned a lot from him, and Dr. Nagpal and Dr. Karapurkar, and a lot of attention to detail from Dr. Nagpal. Dr. Karapurkar was the most accessible person, and again was bringing in completely new technique of endovascular. And then from Dr. Goel we learned he used to come after his dinner and sit there, and that was the first time we came to know about publication, writing papers. I mean, day in and day out, he will come there, and he taught us how to write. And all publications that I ever did, it's just because the way he taught us it. He taught us out-of-box thinking, like Suhas said, lateral thinking, look at the problem in a different way, away from the classical way. And then I got friends for life. I mean, Ketan is one of the most humble and kindest person ever. And Datta and Sanket, Ayani, you should have invited Ayani in this. And Shailendra and Mahesh and all these people, I mean, they're friends for life. So he was amazing.
Thank you, Milind. And your work is amazing. And
Yeah, I think I am the senior most after Goel, because I don't Achwal and Milind I know, rest others I don't. No, no, no. About KEM. But when I started thinking about this spine endoscopy, no one encouraged me. Only Dr. Pandya told me, look, rather than discussing here, go there, see what they are doing, come back and then see what happens. So I went there, I got there his videos, and when I showed him, then he told, I showed him in Jaslope with this thing, projector, and then he honestly told that, look, we never thought that this could be done with an endoscope. That encouraged me, went ahead. So those were the nice days in KEM. Dr. Pandya, Atul just took me into the OT and showed me that, look, Rohidas, this is OT, this is your temple. And as I believe that, because this is the area where you should have everything in the OT. So thanks everybody. Nice time in KEM.
Mujumdar, just wrap it up now. Mujumdar?
He's on phone.
Actually, Atul, if I can take a minute, I would like to mention an incident which actually is appropriate for what Dr. Vijendra Singh said about the scene that most of us essentially feel over here was the Pandya Sahib. During my residency days, this was I think the first year, I can't remember the
Thank you. Thank you.